Stock Estate. Come on, a bit of encouragement here. You can go next. Perfect.
All working. This is working as well? Great. Investing is hard. Real estate investing is even harder. It's time-consuming, it requires high upfront capital and expertise. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm Alex, CTO and co-founder of Stock Estate, and we've cracked the code with 26 funded campaigns with 0 defaults. Our mission: to become Central and Eastern Europe's most trusted real estate investment platform. Real estate developers are facing a huge financing gap across Europe. On the one hand, banks are slow, risk-averse, and bureaucratic. Meanwhile, investors are seeking higher returns than the 2 to 3% offered by bank deposits, but they don't have access to vetted asset-backed opportunities. We solve both sides of this equation. We are the first company in Romania to receive a real estate crowdfunding license from the Financial Authority back in 2023. We focused on debt-based lending with a 150% collateral guarantee on every project. This lowers the risk of our investments, while at the same time offering annual profit yields up to 20%. And it couldn't be easier for you, our investor. Once you register and complete the onboarding process, you can add funds into your account. Then all that's left is to select a project, invest, and you can start earning monthly interest. Since we launched 18 months ago, we have facilitated real estate investments amounting to a total of 1.5 million euros, again with 0 defaults. We have built a community of 2,800 users that are earning average net returns in excess of 14%. And most importantly, we have already reimbursed 125K in interest back to our investors, proving this not only works in theory, this works in practice. The market opportunity is huge. Europe is a 12.5 billion market in alternative financing for real estate developers. If we look at Central and Eastern Europe, that's a 5 billion market, and just Romania with its immediate neighbors, that's a 1 billion. So if we take our 1.5 million, we calculate that we have only achieved 0.15% market penetration. So the room for growth is enormous. We charge a 4% fundraising fee from borrowers and a 10% performance fee from investor gains. By the end of the year, with our secondary market, we will be adding a 3% transaction fee. We also have future features that will add additional revenue streams coming next year. We're on track to doubling our revenue every year. So by the end of next year, we forecast that we will be reaching the 7 million funded mark. We also have a very ambitious product roadmap, adding auto invest and equity crowdfunding next year. We dominate on 3 key pillars. The fact that we are the first to get the real estate crowdfunding license with a 1-year head start from our competitors. We own our tech stack, allowing us to innovate, and our competitors most of them are white labels. And last but not least, we have the best returns on the market right now. Compared with traditional banks, we offer 7 times the returns. We assess borrowers 10 times faster, and all with complete transparency. Execution is everything in fintech, as you know. And what I'm most proud of is the team that we have built with a complete set of skills able to deliver on our mission. We're at an inflection point right now. We have proven that our model works. We have also landed partnerships with 2 of the largest real estate agencies in Bucharest. And we're now seeking partners who know real estate and fintech that can help us grow outside of our home market. Thank you for listening. Eager to hear the questions from the jury.
Happy to go first. I'm getting elbowed by Emmett here. Alexandra, thanks for the presentation. I mentor many international programs, and I see a lot of fragmented investing. I like the way that you put this pitch together. Yeah, there's a couple of things in your numbers that kind of I'd love to question. But just to point out, there's a little bit of the over collateralization and a little bit on the return and your fees that doesn't really play. But let me ask you a question. What is you mentioned secondary market as part of your business model. So what is the liquidity event for someone who's invested through your platform into real estate? And the second part of this question is, what stage are they going in? You said you're 18 months in the market. Was it a hole in the ground, or are we talking about the building that's already there and you're just commercializing it? Thank you.
Let me start with the first one. So right now, the liquidity event is the end of the lending contract. So you put some money down on a project, the developer receives the money, and they start paying back interest. So you have the simulate feature in our app that you can see where you receive interest. Right now, all of our campaigns pay monthly interest. And at the end, you also receive our principal, the principal. So that's the main liquidity event. With the secondary market, obviously you can sell that contract to someone else, and you're liquid right then. And your second question about that's more about how we assess developers. That's part of our framework. We actually have a slide for that right here. But I can tell you that none of them are at the whole level. They should have the approvals, the construction approvals gotten. If they have approval from the bank, it's also a green flag and so on. And all of those are part of our internal assessment framework that has been developed with the authority. Thank you for the question.
I'd like to know a bit about the type of projects you are facilitating investors to get involved. Are they mostly residential, or you are also exploring commercial or some other types?
We're not limited to residential. We've recently we've had a very successful campaign with a hospital, like a private hospital. So commercial, maybe what percent do we have? Our CEO is right here. What percent do we have residential? Yeah, so it's about an even split right now.
Maybe one short one. Can you name the 2 or 3 countries you are considering to expand to in 2020?
Yeah, the year after 2026 maybe. To be honest, we're still debating and evaluating. We were thinking going to our immediate neighbors. We're looking at countries that are underserved. Romania was highly underserved. It's a very good country for real estate developers. They, on average, make a lot more money than in other countries. So we're looking at similar countries, which are in, that's why I said Central and Eastern Europe. But I can't name the exact ones since we haven't laid down the plan yet.
So 2 quick questions. First of all, how are you acquiring investors?
Sorry, if we are?
How are you acquiring the investors?
We have many channels. So we have our digital marketing strategy where
And you're targeting individuals exclusively, or?
No, companies as well. We also have funds from Europe investing on our platform. So companies from anywhere in Europe, they can invest in Romania. So if they're open-minded enough to look at Romania, they can invest. So yeah, paid advertising, events, we're here now, influencer marketing, a lot of organic growth. In the past 2 months, I think 70% of our investments have come organically. And also 90% of them are recurring investments.
And just a second quick one. Where do you come in terms of preference, I guess, in the stock of creditors in the event of default? Where do you sit?
Obviously, we try to take first spot. So we can, many of our projects, we get a mortgage, a rank 1 mortgage on maybe another property or on the terrain itself. And like I said, we always take 150% to cover all of the expenses to go through the liquidation process. So it could be a corporate guarantee or a personal guarantee.
But you're not the only creditor, right? There's usually a bank involved. I imagine.
Obviously, yeah. But the bank is the guarantee doesn't need to be taken on the actual property. We just need to lend the money and they need to provide a guarantee, and the best one that we can negotiate. So let's say they build here, but they also have a terrain that doesn't have a mortgage on it. So that's a perfect guarantee for us.
I have so many questions.
Go ahead. We have a couple of startups coming after, so maybe we can talk after.